But good afternoon to you, Paul, and to you, Naomi. I hope you're both well. And Naomi, how did you build your body awareness going into this long event that you're training for?
Running, I don't think it's unique to running, but you tend to be fairly body sensitive because you usually have rotating niggles. Um, and so sometimes it's having to be, I found, just while I think of it, certainly during the run, I literally had to like not think about my body from the neck down and kind of just switch off. Um, yeah, just to not sort of get hooked into how that part, my feet and legs were feeling. Yes, I think it's just cumulative. You just continue to sort of do events that probably push you out of comfort zone. So physiologically, I suppose over time you're adapting.
Yeah.
Um, and and then so I think it's just years of doing different things and being active. In the last 6 months, I did want to have a little bit more race practice, just to sort of get that feeling of, when you race a bit more, and so your legs are more shattered.
Yeah.
And then you've got that sort of, sore body for a few days afterwards. So that was sort of intentional just to get back into that way of feeling.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, just to sort of remind myself of what that's like. And yeah, so I suppose it's just sort of years of doing running really.
Yeah.
But yeah, during the race itself, I just like, no, there's nothing below the neck. Nothing's happening. No, we're all
Head
good.
floating and
I'm,
running away.
yeah, I'm fine. Yeah, my toenails, I think they've gone, but well, they've gone.
They're
There
over
we
there
go.
somewhere.
Problem solved. Problem solved.
Oh, Paul, do you have anything to add to the body awareness? The toenails are somewhere over there.
Yeah.
Like over the day before the race, we did have some serious chats in the week, in a couple of weeks before, and
Yeah.
just telling her, you're going to go to a very dark place, but you're going to keep going. So we had some confrontational. This is it. Yeah, no holding back. You're
Yeah.
going to go to this place. It's not just going to be one of these fairy stories there. You cruise through the race. Yes, it's hard, and you get to the other end. You'll want to stop many times in this race. So we had those comments, but the day before, I sent her the message saying, your word for the race is acceptance. Right? So anything that happens, you know what you signed up for. You know it's going to be extremely difficult. You know you're going to go to a very dark place.
Yeah.
All you've got to do is just accept it in, because that's what you signed up for. That's what you actually, the reason why you're doing the race is because of that. That is why you turned up. You didn't turn up because it's going to be easy and just going to get to you, because it's a very difficult thing to do. So acceptance is the word. Every time you get into it, just accept it in. This is what I signed off with. This is actually what I wanted. And you take the next step and you keep going. And I think that awareness of less of an awareness of the pain, more an awareness that you just need to accept it. So unless you're seriously injured, you take that next step, or the next 100 meters. Pick a goal, pick a tree, pick a post. Just move on. Yeah.
I think you might have said that to me at least once, Paul. I think overnight you might have said, remember I said about acceptance? We're here, baby. This is it.
Yep, absolutely.
Yes, I know.
Oh, brilliant. And
Yeah.
see, it sounds like a very key word to keep going forward in all your journeys as well. Really good.
Yeah.
Absolutely brilliant. And big efforts like this often impact more than just yourself as an athlete. Have you noticed a ripple effect in the community, in your relationships, in your self view from all this?
Yeah, Tori, actually, that's really interesting because I suppose you get so focused and, like I was very focused on this that, for good or bad, you kind of need to be to get it done. But it is very much about, well, I had help with, family were there and friends came along and wanted to pace and I think have that experience. So one of my friends, Kath, had never run at night. And so she was really sort of excited to see what that was like. And another running friend had never sort of done more than a half marathon and never run on a trail. So, that was really exciting to sort of make it um, open to other people having these experiences that they'd never had before. And so that kind of was really cool. Just, yes, it was about getting it done, but it was also bringing other people along and hoping they'd sort of see the magic of it, like running at night with the stars and Kath would like, don't you get scared? And I'm like, actually, no, you don't really get scared. It's just it's such a beautiful place to be. So that was really fun. And then my daughter and her boyfriend came along to help my husband crew. And Liv said to me later, my daughter, oh, Nick, her boyfriend, he was just so proud of you and he just couldn't believe how amazing it was. And he's told all his mates that you're doing this, incredible. And you think, well, yeah, you just don't know the effect of turning up and doing something like this can have on other people's lives. So that's all you hope for, isn't it? That maybe it gives people the sense, if not to do this, to pursue something else that maybe has just been a bit elusive and they've lacked that sort of self-confidence or belief to go for it. But really, I mean, Paul was instrumental in getting this done for me. So, I think whilst you sort of have to turn up and do it, it's a real gift when people are generous with their time and expertise. My husband was there, helping me out. So it is, I suppose, yeah. And then family and friends have just been saying, "Oh, yeah, I told one of my sister-in-law's a dental therapist. I told all my clients the other day that my sister-in-law had done this thing." So you just, again, like you just don't know how, and you hope that it does,
Yeah,
yeah, have a positive effect
absolutely. It
on
sounds
the
very
people
positive.
around you.
Yeah, and very wholesome for everybody around you to be
I
part
think
of it.
so.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
yeah.
And Paul, were you aware that this type of ripple effect would happen for Naomi with the family and friends, having been through lots of these type of things
Yeah.
yourself?
Yeah, I go through a lot. Obviously, having coached many athletes, it's always there in the background. And it's funny, you get kind of two camps of onlookers. The one camp just looks at it and just shakes their head and just thinks we are just a whole
Nuts.
different breed, which
Yeah.
they're so divorced from that they don't even want to know. I can't imagine it, and almost just walk away and saying, "Yeah, we're just freaks." But it's the ones that are kind of on that borderline to think, yeah, could I do something like that?
Mm.
Whether it's completing a park run for somebody who's never run before, or the other extremely 160 kilometers, or anything in between. If people can just get some belief that we are normal people,
Yeah.
we just choose to do this thing and build up and have the discipline, and and keep turning up and the belief in ourselves we can get this done. Is that those people definitely do um, get some belief as well and actually start believing if they want to do it that they can do it. Yeah, but there's definitely two camps out there. There is a camp out there that just
I agree. I
yeah,
absolutely agree.
we're absolutely freaking out. We don't even enter into the party. And yeah, I like to think, particularly in the ultra marathon world, not so much in the triathlete world. Um, Ultra marathoners tend to be very humble about it. It's just what they do, right? They don't, enter meeting rooms and say, "I did this weekend," and blow the trumpet. They tend to, sit within their own success. And when people hear about it, just explain, "Yeah, this is what I do. And yes, it is hard. Yes, it is discipline, but it's just part of their lives. It is not that they don't. It's not their identity, shall we say?"
Yeah.
With other sports, I can see it's almost their identity. They have to succeed because it's them. With ultramarathon and stuff, there tends to be something different. It's something they do, but it's not their whole identity. I don't know if you agree with that, Naomi. Yeah.
I started a new job this week, and which was funny because I think brain was a little bit sort of disengaged. Anyway, and somehow one of them had heard about what I'd done, a mutual friend, and they were just like, what? That incredible just disbelief.
Mm.
And that I'd sort of was almost there 2 days afterwards. I'm like, yeah, I'm here. It's just it's not just what you do, but yeah, it's like, yeah, I'm here. I'm ready to go. Um, but yeah, I think it's perspective too. It's just, well, for me, it's a hobby as well. I think, as Paul's saying, you kind of do it because it's of interest to you, rather than a need to be
Mm.
something
Yeah.
external. It's that it's internal. It's that internal sort of drive or internal satisfaction. And yeah, if no one knew about it, it's okay. Happy just to have it. Yeah, the experience, and so many good memories from it now. Like, even now, I just think back and I giggle about some of the stuff that
Mm.
happened, and good memories, getting to know Paul and chatting to him. And so yeah, it's more that you take away from it than, yeah, the feeling of like, oh wow,
Yeah,
um
brilliant.
yeah.
And were there any like make or break moments during the training and before? Was there any point where you just thought, what am I doing? Or did you just go with it?
I definitely think doing the training actually was great. I really liked Paul's approach. Again, I'd sort of had previous training approaches that were very different. And so I think Paul's training approach matched, is more sustainable, for me. And again, that sort of holistic approach. So that sort of felt pretty good. I actually felt like I can remember thinking the week into it last week, and even right up to the day before, I feel really good. And it was actually a bit disconcerting because I'm like, I don't know if I should be feeling, and then you go, should I actually be? But I felt really good. Like, yeah, I think I'm in the best place I can be. I felt like if things happened, I could troubleshoot them because I'd had that knowledge that Paul had given me, and also the mindset approach. So I felt super great going in. Um, I did have a bit of a wobble sort of Saturday afternoon where I'm like, gosh, it's an awfully long way. Um, Maybe I could just finish at 100K again. And then Paul turned up. I was like, yeah, no, that's not happening. I don't think I said anything, but I don't know if you got the feeling. And then I think coming up to 3 a.m., I did feel like I was starting to like physically get a little bit tired, and I sort of felt like I was wandering a bit over the thing. And I don't know, I think Paul picked up my mood must have dropped off a bit, and that's, yeah, he had a bit of a chat to me then. And then when I got to about, I don't know, Paul, was it about 120? I was just like, I know, I just felt like, I think I can do this. I think I can do it. So it was just a couple of two things. And so I think Paul recognized that that night section was going to be a really risky section for me.
Yeah,
And that to happen, that I just would have gone, nah,
yeah, yeah.
too hard.
That's the
Good.
question I was going to ask you, Paul. Was there, you obviously looked at the race beforehand and identified a point where Naomi might, get this breakness. So, and that's obviously the point that you realized you needed to step in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because there were two points that I kind of called out earlier, and that was probably around the 70, 80K mark. That this and it before before the race, and then what we
Yeah,
call
you
the
did.
witching hour, with the witching hour, which is around at 3 o'clock.
Mm.
Right, it's when naturally our body should be in deep sleep. It's at its lowest. The hormones have all dropped off. Just the mind is never strong at that time, at all. And the 70K is just the fatigue is just starting to really, really build, and that's when the fatigue starts, but also the discomfort starts at the 70 kilometers. And I think that really did play out in a day. 70 is probably when you thought, oh, just 100.
Yeah.
And then I was there waiting for you, and first thing I said to you, you were smiling. So I assumed you were happy with where you were and you were ready to go, and I latched onto that and spoke to you in that tone, and that probably just got you going again. I'm not sure. But at 3 o'clock was, I felt I don't know. I sense that you had a realization at that point. There was a moment in there when you started running again that, hold on, yeah, just accept this and the time. Because I remember there was a point, and I think it was part of it, it's about 3:30, where I was looking at my time, and you noticed I was looking at my time all the time, thinking at this pace, we're just going to make the 30 hours. At this pace. And then if it got to a point that we're too slow, and I said, listen, I'm going to go at the pace you need to make 30 hours. You immediately said, I don't care about the 30 hours, I just want to do the distance. And I said, no, I am going to go at the pace you need to do it 30 hours. You just keep, I'm your pacer now. You keep it. We did that for about 10 minutes and you started running.
Yeah.
And you didn't stop. It was run and walk from that point. And I think it was a point of realization there with the caffeine added, obviously a little earlier, that you just decided to get it done.
I agree.
Yeah. And I think those two moments built together were kind of the critical pieces. Yes, I think that lasts from about 4 o'clock in the morning till 11 o'clock or something. It was hard. I think it was hard for both of us.
Yeah.
Didn't realize I was struggling to walk in that distance. The amount of walking we did anyway, I'm not used to that. But yeah, I could see you just slowly just take hold of the race in that last section and drive it yourself, which is good. Yeah.
That sounds like you literally stepped in at the right point.
There was a piece in there. We got to about 3 o'clock, and I noticed she was starting to scuff her feet. And we'd wanted to hold off from caffeine until we're a little bit closer to the end. Because if you have it too early, then it dissipates, and then you're really on hold because caffeine just masks the fatigue. And then you've got nothing. But I think we got it to a point where she could have the caffeine, and it really did lift. But it only lasts for 2 to 3 hours, caffeine, before it dissipates. But we timed it so that the sunrise would happen when the caffeine ran out.
Oh
The
wow.
sunrise, serotonin gets released. That's
Of
our
course.
hormone, which lifted the spirits again. And then 3 hours after that, more caffeine, and we're done.
Yeah, I was just going to ask about the nutrition during. So you timed the
Mm.
caffeine just in time for that. That's a really great, like,
It was a little bit by chance, but it worked. It really did work. Yeah.
Yeah.